Folks, welcome back to Conversations. I'm your host, Ben. Shit. I'm your host, Ryan.
What just happened, dude? Are you trying to
Now I'm fucking...
Are you repeating what
no,
I say?
bro, I was... No, I did repeat what you originally... Is that how we're not gonna... Anyways, I'm your host, Ryan.
And I think I'm your host, Ben.
And today's a very special day because we have a special guest in the studio.
Yes, we do.
A dear friend of mine and a girlfriend of also another dear friend of mine. Both of them are good friends of me and my wife. Sierra Shook, everyone.
Hello.
Sierra Shook.
Sierra Shook.
Which is a dope last name.
Yeah.
You are officially the second female.
Second female.
We got a problem,
I'm
man.
honored.
We're doing too many. There's too much male energy in this show, so we felt like we needed to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
I
well,
agree
for
with
one,
you.
we don't really have a lot of pre-planned topics, but I think it was yesterday. I was like, "Yo, dude, are we podcasting tomorrow?" And then you were like, "Yeah, why not?" Or like of course. I'm like, "What are we gonna talk about?" Like, I don't know what we would talk about. And then I was like, you know what, man? I think people love to, there's a lot of debate around relationship-y things, friendship-y things, romantic relationship-y things. So we're like, yo, dude, we can't talk about that stuff without bringing a female energy into it. Because how good is it if it's just me and you talking about that?
It's amazing, but it's about perspective.
Yes.
And we can only give one side of the perspective. So yeah.
Okay, so Sierra, thank you for
Sierra.
breaking up
Of
our
course.
male testosterone heavy energy here. And thanks for just being down to just hang out with us.
So thank you.
Yeah, I brought it on her like last night because we went out to dinner.
Yeah, you
the
were
three of
last
us,
minute with it.
and I was like, we drank some soju, we had some Korean barbecue, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait a little bit until they get a little liquored up, and then I, popped the question. Actually, no, I popped the question at the market.
At the market.
And she was like, yeah,
What
ask
market?
me like.
Ask
where were you
me
guys
later when I'm drinking.
We went to the little Tokyo marketplace or whatever.
Okay.
And, yeah. So then we went there to pick up some kogi and stuff, and we're just gonna do a quick Korean barbecue thing at home, and then that's when I put on. I was like, but I already knew. Like I already knew when we were going out to dinner. I was like, all right, I just got to know when the.
Well,
right
give us
moment.
context. What's the nature? So how are you guys friends?
Oh, yes.
What's the history
So
here?
my wife is good friends with her boyfriend of 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up together,
Okay.
and her younger brother, Vero's younger brother, is also really close to him. So. And recently we would always bump into each other at like family events and stuff like that. And I think one time we saw each other and we went to a baby shower really far and we were like both like, dang it, why didn't we carpool? Like we're coming both from LA. So after that, I just decided, and then I started playing video games with them more and more. And then we just started drinking and hanging out.
How did Vero and her sister or brother?
Brother, yeah. They just grew up when they were kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Same school and stuff.
Enough about them.
Yeah.
Sierra, where are you from? What's your origin?
I'm from upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Yes. Countryside.
A little bit closer right there, yeah.
Countryside, not the city.
Okay.
Very small.
Not the rich part?
Small town.
There's not rich parts of upstate New York?
Of course there is.
There is. But
because everyone always says, "Oh, I live upstate," and it's like,
Oh, is that considered like
rich, yeah,
as
rich part.
as soon as you say New York, everyone automatically assumes the city.
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
So I'm always
Yeah.
like upstate New York.
Okay.
And what's the like? I mean, if you want to say
Is
the town.
upstate New York kind of suburby New York?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not from New York. I don't
Yes.
know.
Like, what is Long
Like-
Island considered upstate? No.
No.
Okay, I
No.
don't know anything.
Albany. Albany
Oh,
is.
Albany. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like my graduating class was not even 100 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very small.
Yeah, very small.
So you kind of grew up like small town country girl,
Yeah.
even though it was in New York.
Everyone knows everyone's business and
Oh man.
yeah.
So,
Super small town.
What was give us the demographic breakdown in terms of, let's just go like ethnicity wise. What are the majority, what are the minorities, and just
White.
just all white.
So, like,
all white.
all white.
Yeah, what's the sliver? What's the little tiny sliver of other? Who's the other?
I mean, there's some
Less white?
African Americans.
Okay.
But it's mainly just
Hispanics?
white.
Any Hispanics?
No,
No,
I don't think
okay.
there's like.
What about
there's some,
Asians?
Like, Puerto
Like, what's the
Ricans.
Asian
Rican.
representation here?
I think I only had 2 Chinese people in my school, and they were
Wow.
brother and sister.
Are you sure they're Chinese?
They were definitely Chinese. They were
That's a
definitely
great question.
Chinese.
Yeah.
That's a
And
great
that was
question.
it. That was it. Just those
Oh.
2.
Okay.
Yeah,
So a lot of whites.
a lot of whites.
And you are here now in LA.
Mm-hmm.
When did you move here to LA?
Well, I moved to California 2014.
Oh,
Moved
okay.
out to LA 2018.
Where were you in 2014? Or from-
Temecula. I was
Oh, okay,
in
you were out in
Temecula
the
first.
IE,
Yeah.
which is another bubble.
Mhm.
Okay. What did you move out here for? Like,
Modeling.
oh, okay.
Modeling, yep.
You came out here to pursue modeling.
Mhm.
How has that been going for you?
It's all right.
It's all right.
Up and down.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Okay.
A lot of
Oh
competition.
yeah, LA is.
A lot of
it's-
competition.
Everything is competition. Even
Yeah.
us doing this.
Were you
Yeah.
modeling in New York before?
No, I was not. No.
So what made you feel like that was the move? Like,
I had family that lived in Temecula, so that
Got
was
it.
like my escape to like come out here. Because
Yeah.
if it
And
wasn't,
that's why you kind of go there.
if
often
it wasn't for
once in
my
a while.
family, I probably wouldn't have moved out till after I graduated.
got it.
Because I moved out middle of senior year. Middle of my senior year, I moved out to California.
Okay, so you get to Temecula. What was that like? What was the culture? Was there a culture shock from Albany to Temecula?
I don't think so.
I
Just
wouldn't
richer?
say like culture shock. I just say it was like very different.
Was
Not
it
like
status
culture
shock?
How
wise.
like
different
more-
how?
Just the town and everything. Like where I grew up, it was so small. Everyone knew everything, and no one really goes outside and like is like active. Like coming to California, we were always outside, like doing things with our friends.
Yeah, we like to be outside.
Yeah,
in
everyone was
California.
Well, the
always
weather is better
outside.
here, too,
Yeah,
you know,
I
so-
feel like back there it's just so different. Everyone is does
Are
stuff.
you kind of an outdoorsy girl? You like to be outside?
Kinda.
What do you
I
What
mean,
do you do
yeah.
when you're outside?
Hike, go hiking,
Okay.
go to the beach.
There you
Okay.
go.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of beaches in Temecula.
No. There's
Yeah,
not.
isn't it near San Diego? Or like, isn't that the whole?
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta drive.
You gotta
to San
drive a
Diego.
little
But
bit.
when
yeah.
I first moved to Temecula is when I first like started smoking weed.
Oh.
That's where you look up.
and
Oh,
all
the
that.
facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Got it. All right. So you come out to Temecula. How old are you now in Temecula?
When I first moved,
Yeah.
I was 17.
17.
I was 17. Yeah.
Wow.
17.
Okay. And then you said that was 2014,
2014. Yeah.
and you moved here 2018.
2018.
Actually, I'm gonna do some
Yeah.
quick math.
Yeah.
You are now 22, 21. Let's see.
Well,
see my
and
math.
when I
My
moved
math is
when
bad.
I moved to LA.
yeah.
No, I moved to LA when I was 21.
He's the one who always
21.
is-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not Asian when it comes to that.
Yeah, I was 21.
Word. Okay, so you're now in LA. LA is very different from Temecula.
Oh, yeah,
It's a very different
very.
vibe, even weather-wise. It's different weather. What were your
Demo is different, too.
observations? Okay, actually, before we get there, how was let's not even get into relationships yet. Let's get into friendships. Like what did your friend group look like?
Well, my friend group
Like
was,
the makeup of your friend group, what was that like?
It was different because when I moved, I was living with my family. So my aunt,
Yeah.
my uncle, and then like my cousins. And my one cousin is the same age as me. And so I hung out with all of his friends, so all guys. I went to school for like 6 months, but you know, starting a new
Are
school.
you kind of tomboyish or?
I'd say
yes
you
and
can lean both
no.
ways. Like
yeah,
you're like
I
very,
feel like I'm
yeah.
both.
I can
yeah.
see that.
She's very girly, but at the same time, like she
I
can
can-
rough it with the
I
guys.
can hang
yeah,
with the
I can see
guys
that.
too. But
can
when
see
I
that.
first moved, you know, it's hard, especially when you're moving like middle of senior year. Everyone has like their own
Oh, you're
friend
already,
groups.
set, yeah.
Like no one wants to know like the new girl. So I just hung out with like my cousin's friends. So I was with them and, you know, all guys. And my other cousin, she's 2 years younger. So that was like the only girl I hung out with. But I mainly was
Were
just
you
hanging
friends
out
with
with
all the guys? Just that's
Main,
it.
yeah, all
That's it?
guys,
I
all
mean, like,
guys.
but what I'm saying is, did you like? Was there any interest, or did you date any of them, or like?
And I did.
Okay, so
yeah,
then
yeah, I
yeah,
did.
okay.
I did.
Okay, you did. Okay, so
I dated 2 of my cousins.
friends. So out of the guys that you're hanging out
I'm
with.
Yeah.
glad you said
There you
friends.
go.
Yes.
See, like,
yes.
I'm
See,
glad
like,
you
no,
like, all right,
clarified
friends.
that.
No.
Like,
it's not that kind of town in New York, you know.
Temecula is
No,
not
no.
that kind of town. Okay,
No.
cool. Okay, all right. So you have a pretty majority guys like friends. You're comfortable around like the dudes. And now I'm gonna sound ignorant now because like when someone decides to pursue modeling. In my masculine male whatever mind, it's like, oh, you're very feminine and you're very like, oh, I'm gonna be a model.
Mm-hmm.
What was the turning point, or did you have an interest in coming out to California in terms of like you thought you were gonna pursue a certain type of career path, or was modeling the career path that you actually?
Modeling is what
Oh, that was the thing. You were like, I'm
what,
coming here for that.
yeah,
Okay,
yes.
dope. Okay. So debunk my like misconception of what someone who is going to pursue modeling, and then there's like tomboy. Like I don't think, because I'll just call myself stupid. I don't think that models are very tomboyish.
I wouldn't say it's like tomboyish. I just feel like it's like a wide range of, of what you can do or.
I think it's also a job. It's a job to them, right? So like, to her, like you like she can like doll up and then take some photos, right?
Yeah.
But then
at times
also
I can be bummy.
have her hair tied up, eating pizza, farting on her boyfriend.
That's tight though.
Don't care what I look
because not everybody
like
can feel comfortable being that that though. That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's dope. All right, so you moved to LA 2018. You say. What was that experience like for you? Like coming to LA? What city in
Hollywood.
LA? You were in Hollywood.
Right in Hollywood, right off of Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard. It was crazy.
Was that different to you in terms of your Temecula experience?
Oh, yes.
How so?
Very different. Very, very different. The whole lifestyle out here, like moving at like 21, 22, not knowing anyone, I went out all the time. Mm-hmm. Always going out to clubs, with promoters, like.
Which clubs, like Hollywood or like?
In Hollywood, yeah.
Okay, like mixed clubs or like?
Oh my God.
Because the reason why I ask is just because, if anyone, and just to give context, she's dating my friend that she's dating is Korean, so.
You're dating a Korean guy.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So and
I like that excitement.
Yeah. And and it's funny because it's like when I see a Korean girl with a white guy, I'm like, come on, girl, keep it real. When I see a white girl with a Korean guy, I'm like,
you always see a Asian man with a white woman.
Really?
I mean, no, opposite.
White,
I say
white
you
man,
always see a white man
with an Asian girl.
Yeah, it's never the
That's
opposite.
what you normally see.
Yeah, you never really see Asian man with a
Why do you
white
think
woman.
that is?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, right?
I don't know why, but usually it's like when you see like an older couple, like an older white man with an Asian woman, it's like usually because they're like in the military or something like that.
Sure, or they're rich, or like the old white man's rich.
But it's rare to see like on the streets and.
Well, these days I've seen more and more, especially with the younger generation.
Now you're seeing more and more, yeah.
But sometimes when I first met you, I remember, and I was like, Chris, okay, all right.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
And out of
and
a
she's
whole,
good to him.
And how did you guys meet? What was the whole origin of y'all meeting?
Like how we met?
Yeah.
We met in karaoke.
Karaoke,
actually,
aka norebang, or yeah. The reason why I asked karaoke and versus norebang, those are two different things.
Well, no, norebang for
yeah,
sure.
Karaoke, when you say it, it's like on stage.
Norebang is in K-Town.
Norebang
is
in
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I first moved out here, I had to pay my rent somehow, and I was a karaoke girl.
What's a karaoke girl?
Well, it's yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't know.
No. I mean, I'm okay.
Are we okay talking
that.
about
I mean,
this?
can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can.
I mean,
is
that okay that we talk about that?
It's really okay. But you know
if you're okay with it, because
I'm okay talking
about
it
because you're not doing it anymore.
Because
I'm
not.
And you met the love of your life doing it.
Like
so
that's honestly that's how we met.
Okay.
That's how we met.
You weren't a very good karaoke girl if you just started dating the guy that you're.
So in some sense, you were very unprofessional.
Well, but when we first met, I was sober. I was very sober.
Okay.
and we just,
Drank and
we weren't even drinking. Like
just
we
you guys
first,
vibed?
like that's how I knew it meant something, because we were
Yeah.
both sober, and like we could talk forever about a whole bunch of things. Like it was just very natural. It
Whoa,
was
that's
like
dope.
from the very beginning, like it felt like we've known each other for a long time.
And that was your first experience with an Asian guy, right?
And
Like,
we met that night, and I never went back to karaoke.
okay. I thought you said never went back.
No,
once you
Oh,
go
right.
Asian,
So wait,
you-
so the night that y'all met and you guys had your interaction, you're like, I'm done with this life.
Yeah,
like, I just
we
want to get to
just-
know this guy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
we hit it
That's
off
amazing.
like right away.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's so cute. It's
He dropped me off at home, and we talked like outside of my apartment in his car for like hours.
How old were you at this time?
22.
yeah.
22.
How old was he?
He was like, he was
30. He was 30.
Okay.
That's why we were all
31.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
shit, bro.
Yeah.
that's
Come on,
that's a
dog.
good age
Yeah.
gap.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it is a good age gap. Yeah.
All right. And y'all have been together for 5 years till this day. He's
Almost 5
literally
years.
right outside
he's
the
right out
store.
there, yeah.
Like,
That's super cool. So I mean, okay, so we've had many interesting conversations on this podcast. I think it's probably the first time
I love that when you said it because he got so thrown off because he wasn't really ready to hear
I
that.
was not
Yeah.
not ready.
That's
for
why I was
that.
looking at her the whole time, like, is she gonna say it? Is she gonna say it? Is she gonna go there? But like, I love that you do because
No,
But
I'm
she
real
owns
about
it,
it.
she owns
I'm
it,
honest
she owns
about
it.
it. Like,
Yeah, I'm actually glad you bring that up because I don't even know what the whole can we call it Domi?
Yeah.
That's what they're called.
Yeah,
like that's what it's
Domis,
called,
yeah.
right?
karaoke
Domi.
assistant.
Karaoke
Karaoke
assistant.
assistant.
Like
I never heard that.
paid friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be off. But
Paid friend sounds a little sad. Like it's more of like environment, like puniji jabber, like jabber, jabber, like
jabber?
yeah, like I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but like the guy that they make the party a little bit more lively, like they
Okay.
kind of boost the puniji a little bit,
Like
That's what they originally
okay,
intended
okay,
to
fine,
be,
fine. Because I think with the I guess now we're talking about the misconception of it is like, let's just be extreme. It's like prostitution. It's not
Yeah,
that.
It's not.
It's not
It's
prostitution.
No.
See, I don't know
Trust
this.
me, it's not.
I
not.
actually don't know because I've never.
You never been?
I've never partaken. I've only heard stories. So I'm just
Really?
like, yo, is that like low key
Yeah, you are a
prostitution?
good guy.
It is. It's. You know what I call it? It's opportunity for potential pleasure. I don't know. It's really on the
That
girl. It's on the
sounds
girl.
like
I feel
Okay.
like a bunch of
That
men will
sounds like what I
come.
No,
thought
it's
it
really
was.
more of just like if the girl's vibing, then it's
Yeah.
like more of a like the girl likes the guy, like
Okay, so what we're trying to say is that you're not paying for guaranteed sex at the end of
No.
the night.
Oh,
That's
no.
prostitution.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you're literally just paying for the company
The
of
company.
a person.
Yes. Having
And
fun,
that's
talking,
it. That's all
drinking.
that's expected. Oh, okay.
Having a woman's company
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
at
They-
the
when they do
time.
that- they laugh at your jokes and stuff, and like you're like, oh, they're like,
Do you do that, or have you done
Oh
that?
yeah,
Or
it's like
so I've
that
heard, I mean.
fake, little fake laugh,
Fake
and
that sucks, man. That's weird.
you got
me.
to. But some
Okay,
guys
fine.
are worse than others.
Got it.
when
Got
you're
it.
there.
Okay, so the guy that you ended up like, yo, this is the guy. I'm not doing this anymore. What was it about him? I mean, you said you guys had, you're both sober. You had these like very just like easy conversations. Was that enough for you to be like, yo, like I want to see where this goes?
Yeah, because obviously, working in karaoke, there's
Yeah.
many guys you come across that
Sure.
what they're saying is fake because they only want one thing from you.
Mm-hmm.
But with him, it was just different. You could tell it was more genuine.
they want you
real.
to harmonize with them, right? That's what they want.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
song.
yeah.
That's what I want from my Domi.
Were you able to harmonize
No, they're all
successfully?
shit singers. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so then now I'm very curious. What about him did you find like, wow, this guy's a real one?
He was just different right from the beginning. Like, you can tell he actually cared. Like, he didn't just want the one thing. He was,
deeper.
you could tell he was looking for more, and just,
So what you're
just
saying is that you
connected.
have a great, a very high sense of I'll just call it like a BS meter.
Yeah, like when
Character.
somebody wants
like
something,
Well, I mean, you
it's
also
like-
think every guy in that
like,
situation probably wants
and
a little bit
you
more.
can tell by the way they engage the conversation, what they say to you, how they act with you. Like, you can tell right from the beginning, especially if you've been doing it for a while. Like, you can tell when a guy is like looking for something just for fun, or they're looking for something more serious.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
You can tell.
And okay, I'm gonna just jump to the burning question now. Have you had any preconceptions of Asian men, whatever that is? What, like, I'm not gonna feed it to you, but like, was there anything that you're like, oh, I heard Asian guys are blank, or whatever that is? Was there any of that coming into dating him that you're like, man, should I? Does that matter?
No.
Am I concerned?
I wouldn't say so.
Interesting.
No, I don't. I mean,
All right, we gotta get down to the real nitty gritty here. Okay.
This is really where Ryan comes in, because he has a lot of burning questions with this question.
Is that myth? It is a myth.
I know what you're saying.
Is it true?
No.
Exactly. Okay.
No.
See, you heard it here, folks.
No.
Okay? I don't
It
need to
is
get into
not.
it. Okay.
This is Ryan's favorite topic. We
But
don't even
know.
need to spell it out.
Why else would we have a girl here and not ask that question? You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't ask it. We just know what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna just leave the space open.
That was it, right? That was one of the biggest
Well,
myths. Out of Asian men, that's the one is.
I want to say something, but I don't know if I can say it. If it's appropriate.
Well, I mean, don't go specifics.
or
Don't do
not.
like length or anything like that. Like,
No,
or
no,
like
no.
description of what it looks like, because that's not what we
If I can't say that, just cut it out. But
Okay.
I feel like when people say that, there's many Asian races.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it might pertain to a certain
type of. I see.
Yes.
Oh, there's
Oh,
definitely different
interesting.
sizes within different like Asian
Yes.
races, but
Like,
overall,
I don't want to
as
say which one
yeah.
I have in my head. I don't want to I don't know. I just
Oh yeah.
don't
yeah.
feel like it's
Stay
appropriate
safe.
or
Yeah,
not.
Stay safe.
Or you
But-
can,
Yeah.
I'll just say Koreans. You're safe. It's fine.
You're safe. Yeah, I've seen yours. So.
That's weird.
When you were sleeping. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
well, like outside of that specific topic, which we will not.
I'm so sorry. This is not even what you wanted to
No,
talk about.
I,
But we
I
kinda
already
just,
knew it was somehow gonna go there.
Did you see my face? I was like,
I just knew somehow it was gonna go there.
but that was the question. When you asked that, that's a loaded question. It's like out of that Asian men, the
No, because that's-
stereotype.
no,
what
That
else?
is
There
the
were
stereotype that's
well,
been around forever. Ever. Since
there's
I was
there
a
were
little
bad
girl.
drivers, right? Like
Our-
with big dicks,
I actually,
with little.
you know what? I might get myself canceled for saying this so I just won't say it. But the bad drivers thing is not all Asians. I'll just leave it there. The bad driver myth is not all Asians are bad drivers.
Oh, it's just a certain type,
Older.
certain ones.
Older
Older
people.
The demo?
That's
Demo?
how it's-
They say Asian women.
Oh yeah, older Asian women.
Older,
To
even
be-
more specific.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just gonna say it. I agree with that stereotype.
I
I'm
do
like,
too.
because
I
when
do
I'm
too.
driving, a lot of times like, man, please don't be an old Asian woman.
And
I'm
it
like,
is.
Damn it.
Dude, I'm calling him.
Like,
Chank.
y'all need to get off the road.
Get off the road, Chank. I'm like, that's how like.
I hate to admit it, man. That's kind of unfortunately true.
Yeah.
When I see some like horrible driving, I'm like, please don't be an
I
Asian
agree.
woman. I'm like, damn
But
it.
doesn't that suck that we get tacked on with that too, like
Yeah,
Asian
yeah,
men,
yeah.
and that's a good question. What you say, because like the stereotype.
okay, so,
what
like-
other stereotypes were Asians like?
Yeah, I would love to hear what you thought Asian stereotypes were, because I think I know what I mean. Well, because
Well, that was number one thing that I've always have heard.
Okay.
Was, small.
Sure.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Sure.
I don't think I ever have heard any other stereotypes. of
Okay, what about
Asians.
I'll just throw out some stereotypes. Asian men are short-tempered and angry, bad temper,
Well,
stubborn.
but
Yeah, we
also
are.
that goes for like anyone.
That's true.
like
That's very true.
why just
No,
put that
legit though. Like
for
the white
Asian
guys,
men?
the toxic ones, and then they're the
Like,
super nice ones that were just like raised really like amazingly.
That's why I don't like white men, because I feel like they're like that, like short tempered,
Really?
not like from my experience, I feel like Asian men who I have come across are more like respectful, patient, and Chris, he's the most patient person I have ever met.
He's pretty patient.
Ever met.
In general.
Yeah. I
Like,
get the patience from him.
I have never liked white men for that reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm white and I would not prefer to date them.
Interesting. I mean, I've dated a white girl, and
Only one?
officially yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, officially yes. And she's told me similar things, which is interesting. Like, but I mean, it's all like life experience. I mean, how you grew up and your
everyone's different.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you've experienced is gonna shape how what your worldview is.
No, and you know what's interesting about with Chris and you too. Maybe it was because you guys were older or whatever, but I tried to date a white girl. I like, you know, there was she was half Colombian, half white, super tall. She was like 5'9".
Oh wow.
Beautiful, green eyes, like brunette. And then I remember went on a date with her, went to dinner, when we went back to her place, and literally I was walking through the door, I'm like, what do I talk about with her? Like, what do I talk about with this white girl? Like, it's crazy. Like, what do white people talk about? Like, I was literally thinking.
Really?
But don't think like that.
So we just made out, right? But then like,
That's the worst way to think.
I know, but this is, don't get me wrong.
I've never thought that. What would
21.
an Asian guy think?
But so here's the thing. Like, that's what I'm saying is, as an Asian man, like, it's almost like we, like, put this, like, white woman on a pedestal, because it's almost like, oh, we don't, like, you know, like, in high school, I remember there was this blonde girl. She had blue eyes, blonde. Every photo, I swear she got them touched up or something. It was like glamour shots on all of her school photos, but all our photos look like crap, right? And I remember just thinking, like, man, like, we are so different that it's just like, I never even thought of, like, oh, I would date a girl like that. And then when I actually had a date with a white girl, it was so stupid. I actually had to tell myself, like, dude, they talk about the same thing that Asian girls, everybody talk about. Yeah,
of course.
And then, like, I panicked and we just started making out. But then, you know, I got weird about it and I made out too hard, I think. And then like, I ran out. I made out too hard, like, too much tongue, you know, like, I think if I'm
like a sword?
If I'm envisioning this, she was on the couch laying down and she was taller than me and I was like kissing her, but like leaning, like crawling into her, like pushing into her, like kissing her, and I think it got weird and I just left and we just stopped talking. And,
that was it. That was the
last
interaction.
That was the last
and then
interaction.
the relationship.
Wow, that was too aggressive.
So I got to make out with the white girl. I mean, that's like
only white girl you made out with? Just one?
Only one I want to talk about.
Only one.
Or I would admit to, or yeah. There's a couple of rave ones where you're just like, oh man. Okay, fine.
You know, I like, now that we're talking like on the topic of race, ethnicity, interracial dating, I feel like it's shaped by culture. If like the media didn't paint a picture of this ethnicity is looked at like this ethnicity is looked at like this, we would all just look at each other as the same. Which is how God created us. He didn't like, you guys are more favored, y'all are at the bottom of the barrel, and there's this hierarchy of like in between of like y'all are like in this ranking system. That's not how God created people. And so, I mean, we've talked about this many times already on this podcast, representation, right? The way that media portrays any group of people, right? And so let's just say, okay, we are in the United States of America, and, you know, for whatever reason, let's just call it what it is. It's a white country in terms of what is favored. What is privileged is white. Let's just call it what it is. And I can say this confidently, having a white person here,
and that's fine.
And it's not in any like attack or.
She's gonna be Sierra Kim one day, so she's gonna be.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
No, but I'm just saying, it is that, because I mean, like, let's just even go back to the Asian people who have disrupted that narrative. Who were the first? Like Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, I was
Right?
gonna say, yeah.
Bruce Lee to Jackie Chan but
yeah.
he wasn't here. He was in China. Bruce Lee came here.
Wait, are you talking about Asian guys that dated white girls?
No, I'm just
No,
saying.
Oh.
Bruce,
or like,
I'm talking about
okay.
Asian.
When you start with
Like,
Bruce,
Asian people who came to America and disrupted the culture.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, yeah, I don't know who else like were the first. I
Those
mean,
are the two people
I'm
that
probably
I
being
can think of.
like ignorant right now. Well, okay, now that I just mentioned Bruce Lee, he was looked at from the Chinese people. He was looked at as like a traitor,
Yeah, traitor.
Really?
or not like
Well,
maybe
he
not
was
the
teaching
Chinese,
to the
but
Guai Lo,
yeah,
you know.
and like from the martial arts community, they're like, you're not supposed to be teaching our culture to
The Guai Lo.
the Guai Lo, aka
White people?
folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
White folks.
and
I
they're
never
like,
knew that.
we need to preserve this for us. And he's like, yo, like, why don't we teach the world the beauty of our culture? Why are we trying to keep it to ourselves?
Uh-huh.
What do you want to say?
Oh, well, I thought you were gonna do like the-
are you
the-
trying to quote a
I thought you were
dragon?
gonna do the- I thought you were
Dragon?
gonna do
Give
the
it to me, bro.
monologue.
Are you gonna do a
No,
good?
I don't think I know. Anyways, continue. That was a funny.
I saw like your
yeah.
face light up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think why Bruce Lee is such a hero to me and forever. I'm like, yo, dude. As far as I know, because I grew up watching Bruce Lee movies, I'm just like, yo, you're the one guy that looks like me that came into this place that is, let's just call it
Not like us,
white dominant, and you made it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you're a hero to me, because I want to also be able to make it in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've seen somebody that looks like me do it, I know now it's possible for me. And then, you know, fast forward, you know, I started skateboarding when I was like, you know, 10 to like 13 years old.
Yeah.
And then there was a Korean American pro skateboarder. His name was Daewon Song.
Yeah, one song.
I was like, yo, there's a Korean pro skateboarder? That means I can do it
You
too.
can do it.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to be the freaking next Daewon
Wait,
Song.
aren't you the only Korean Jabberwocky?
I am the only
Really?
Korean Jabberwocky. But
I
see,
didn't
that's
know
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that I had a place in dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to be the first Korean whatever dancer. Like, I didn't have these, like, I'm going to be the whatever. It was just like, yo, I didn't know that I can do this until I saw someone who looked like me do it first.
Yeah.
That means I'm like, cool, it's possible now. And then, you know, when Jabberwockies happened, and then they're like, and then when we took our masks off, they're like, yo, like, majority of these dudes are Asian.
Yeah.
Are they like Filipino?
They're all yeah.
Filipino?
Yeah, the
Oh,
majority
yes.
of the crew were Filipino, and then I
Okay.
was, you know,
Vietnamese.
Only
I was Korean.
Korean.
I am
Only
Korean.
I was
Yeah.
Korean. I was Korean.
But I didn't know you were like the only Korean.
He was.
Yeah,
He
in the
was the only
squad.
Korean.
Yeah, I was the only
If you wanna say,
Korean.
he was the first Korean Jabberwocky.
First Korean.
Yeah, and then there was a
Nice.
Vietnamese dude. We had, you know, our black
dude,
big
No white
bro.
though, huh? No white. No
Yeah, you guys had no
Jabberwocky?
white?
No swings either.
There are
no
no
white
whites.
swings? No
There
white
was no
swings?
white Jabberwockies.
They can't dance like.
Like some
like
of them
that.
they can.
Some
they
of
can.
them
Now
can,
them.
but
Now I feel like
no.
you know what it is? It's culture. Like now the culture is blended so much where hip hop culture is just has his hand in everything. Where now these white kids are growing up to
Yeah.
hip hop versus Metallica and Guns N' Roses and like you know
That was
alternatives.
back then, yeah.
So like dude before like yeah you're right like 2009 like 2000 early 2000s even early 90s like you would never see any like
No.
dope white guys like
No,
dancing or
yeah.
white girls. Now as you get older, especially
It's
the younger
more.
generation, there's some like poppers that are like straight white blonde kids that are like sick.
Well,
you
I
know?
mean, I think
They're like TikTok dope,
talent
but-
Yeah.
there's no racial boundaries to talent.
No, for sure.
No,
It's culture.
You know what
It's
I'm
culture,
saying?
yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
yo, dude, there are skilled basketball players who are straight up Asian. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's some like Asian kids out there that'll like smoke a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
people, and you know.
But they're not letting. But say that's racial though. Like that's we don't.
Will
give
they
a-
get the
we don't get a-
opportunity to
we
be
don't
in
get
the
a fair
NBA or
chance.
whatever? Yeah, maybe
Because-
that's a little bit difficult.
And you know the thing is that's why when Jeremy Lin came in, and he was 6'1" or 6'3", he was really small. Like he was just not his stint. His Linsanity was huge for Asian Americans.
Yeah.
And for me too, because I was like, I was like 30, but I was like, I still got a chance to go to the NBA. I could
Gave
do
us
like
hope.
G League,
Yeah.
D League, Z League, Z League, and then move up, you know. But him, you know, even though he was like not, well, for me, it's crazy. It's because even though he wasn't like a crazy star or whatever, the fact that he got to play on all these teams, and yeah, they traded him this and he has such a dope, like, he has probably at least 10 jersey teams that he has his last name on they can hang up and say that I played with these teams. And then he's one of the first, probably the first Asian basketball player in the NBA that, like, especially that made it. He had that stint with Insanity, and that put him on the map, you know what I mean?
It did.
And what's dope about him, too, is that I just feel like we will have, I mean, we have slowly half, you know, quarter Asian, quarter Korean here and there going into the NBA.
It's gonna happen again.
It's gonna come in.
Didn't a Korean baseball player just join like the Dodgers?
Yeah. We had a rookie.
Yes.
We just signed
Something
with.
like that,
We just
right?
signed him. But you know, that's normal. Baseball, you know, we have a few Koreans. You know, that was big. Korean coming to the Dodgers it was big in the '90s. You know, but I feel like now it's just expected. Like all my Dodger friends, they were like, yeah.
That's good.
They were just like, yeah, that's like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they? You know,
For sure. Okay, out of curiosity, like, so when your boyfriend and, well, your current boyfriend, who is your boyfriend now, when you guys met in a environment where it was very, I would imagine, like,
one and done.
It's that.
It's a one and done kind of.
It's well, that's the stereotype attached to it. You think it's like, this is gonna happen, or it's not, and it's done.
Or you don't want it, or like you don't want anything after that.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
That's what I mean. One and done.
Yeah.
It's either we're gonna do something, or we're not
And
gonna
that's
do
usually
something,
what
or
it
we're gonna
is.
do that one thing and then it's done. So
Yeah.
either way, it's a one and done. But you guys developed a relationship. I would love to hear from your perspective of what was the thing for you that you were like, I want to develop. And I'm not talking about relationship as in like, I want to be romantically in a relationship. I mean, yeah, sure. Some people are like, yes, I look at this person, I'm attracted to them. Do I want to date this person?
Yeah.
But then there's other people like, I just find some level of, I want to see this person again. Doesn't mean I'm going to marry this person. Doesn't mean I'm going to date them. It just means this person's interesting to me. I want to know more, AKA friendship, right? Like, so can we hear from your perspective, what was the thing that you felt? Was it like wow, this guy's hot and I want to like date him?
Or was it his big Korean penis?
When I first met him,
Sorry.
when I was with him the first, night we met, I texted my friend and I was like, oh my God, this guy is so cute. And he's very nice. I think it's going to be like different from the other guys. Like I texted my best friend right away.
Wow.
Like this guy is different. Like I could just tell. I don't know what it was. There was just something about him that was just different from everybody else. And like when you get that feeling, like like go with that feeling, because that doesn't happen very often. Like I've met so many guys when I was doing that, and I did date somebody before I was with Chris, my boyfriend now, and.
He knows that though. He knows.
He does.
Right? Okay,
yeah.
it's not like he's like finding
no,
out.
he knows. He does. Yeah, he knows it.
He's not gonna find out.
But the
I love Chris.
the relationship I had with that guy was completely different than what I have with Chris. Like even like the first initial time that we met, like the guy before Chris, like it was just different. Like I knew it wasn't gonna go anywhere. It was just like purely for fun.
Was he?
He was Korean.
Oh, he was Korean too.
He was Korean. He was the first.
He
was the first Korean that I was with.
2 for 2.
Good one. Good. Which one of the good ones?
He was the first Korean guy that I was like actually like dating.
Okay.
Yeah. But
you want to say his name? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I won't say his name.
We probably might know him.
But like I knew from the beginning, like dating him, like it wasn't really gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it was just like for
Was
fun.
he like extreme? Was he like extreme? Was he toxic? Like was he
No, it just. I mean, he was nice. Like we got along.
Because you got one of the quiet Koreans, right? Like the low.
Yeah.
Because he's yelled at me.
Oh,
and he's
is
like,
he a quiet Korean?
When he gets angry, like we'll play video games, and most people are like, "Oh my God, there's an enemy!" And he's like, "Oh my God, I have 3 people on me. Oh my God, I killed one. Oh, I'm dead." Like that's literally his
So
reaction
a
to
little
gaming.
bit,
Yeah,
like,
he's very
monotone.
even key. Yeah,
Okay.
monotone.
Yeah,
even,
he's
yeah,
very
always,
monotone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah, he is.
monotone.
But even like with him being monotone like that, like when we first met, like I don't know, it was just
I call him Rico
different.
Suave.
Like, it's like
he had the
it was just
mustache.
so different than any other guy that I met. Like,
Okay, now we're getting to another question that I have because I've encountered relationships, and I'm just gonna say relationships, not meaning romantic, not meaning friendship. It's just a relationship. Like Ryan and I have a relationship.
Yeah.
Like we all
Yeah.
have relationships
We all have
in this room, and they're
relationships,
all
We're an old married couple.
we're all different. Yes, we are. We are actually an old married couple. But like, how do you distinguish this is a friendship? This has potential to be more.
well, I don't know. I feel like you just get that feeling. Like you know from the bat, like it's what your conversations are and how you.
Do you have close guy friends that you had no even entertainment of romantic
Or they didn't like
relationship?
you and you didn't like them.
Yeah.
Because it has to go both ways,
Because
right?
people have asked me this question all the time. Like, can guys and girls be legitimate best friends without either of them ever catching feelings? And look, wait, let's just say someone catches feelings. Can that friendship be the same after those feelings have been caught?
No.
Interesting.
Sometimes,
No.
you know what?
Interesting.
I
feel
don't.
like
I
no.
don't. I disagree. I disagree with that.
I had a friend. We were really close friends. We would go out, we would drink, party together. I was purely friends with him. He liked me more than I liked him.
What does that mean?
He
liked you.
As a friend, or
I liked him as a friend. He liked
liked
me
you.
so
more
you
as
liked
a
him
friend.
as a friend, he liked you more than a friend. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he actually helped me move to Hollywood. And we were drinking. Some shit went down
Pour some out for
that
him.
I will not say. But some shit happened. It happened, and I regretted it because I didn't want it to happen.
Sure.
He wanted to happen, but it ruined our friendship because he
Gosh,
wanted
okay,
more.
yeah, I
I
get
didn't
you.
want more.
Uh-huh.
Like, we'll still talk today and we're friends, but I feel like once that initial attraction starts, you can't go back to just being friends. That is, like, I just feel like it's not, like, we used to be so close as friends.
Did you hook up?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
One time.
Okay. So
One time.
I
here-
interpreted that from what she said.
Yeah.
That there are some things that happened that I wish that happened.
Yeah,
that
I
you
know.
actually
Okay, look,
spelled
but here's
out.
some
And
people- okay.
I
That's cool.
regret it.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
we'll
obvious.
still talk, but we don't have that same friendship
Sure.
that we used to.
So you gave him a parting gift.
Yeah, basically.
You did.
That's,
But
if
with-
that's what you want to call it. Then
It's
sure.
a hey, yeah,
A
look,
parting
yeah,
gift.
look,
But with,
look,
like-
I don't want to be with you for long, but here's a sample of it. No, a parting gift. The
Yeah.
parting gift.
I don't think that's what she intended it to be.
No,
but that's
I
just
did
what
not
it ended
intend
up
Do you
being.
think that when you say, "Oh, I didn't want it to happen," but do you feel like you felt a little guilty or you felt bad for him that you kind of threw him a bone? Because girls do that, man.
And
So you just
I
don't take the bone.
do.
You know what I mean? Like,
Stop saying bone, dude. That's weird.
I just know he really liked me, and I didn't see him that way. And then what happened, I should not.
Was he white?
have.
Was he like?
He's half Japanese, half
Oh, he's
white. He's actually half.
He was a hopper,
He's
so
hot.
he was one of the ugly ones. Like, because they're either really hot or
Oh, really? He was okay.
yeah.
I mean, I still talk to him to this day. I still talk to him.
Right now.
He has
I'm
a
just gonna
girlfriend
leave that
now
alone.
too.
Huh?
Like, he has a girlfriend now too.
Okay,
and
that's
we
good
still
for him,
talk.
good for him,
He works
yeah.
at the pizzeria. My
I think you
family's
guys shouldn't be talking.
pizzeria.
Like, that's.
But I feel like if you're
Was he hot?
friends, no, I mean
Oh,
he's
okay.
no, nothing.
Let her-
So he
compared-
was one of
She's
the.
trying to tell the story, dude.
Sorry.
Why are you?
So what
Oh, you're right.
what I was saying, I feel like if you're friends, like opposite sex, if you are friends from growing up, like if it's somebody that you knew from like high school or like growing up, you can have that friendship. If you meet somebody now, like if I were to meet a guy or if Chris were to meet a girl, I don't think that's okay. Like, you can't just meet somebody now, like, oh, that's going to be my
Ooh,
friend. Like,
that's
we're
a hot
going to be
take.
in a friendship. Like, I don't think that it doesn't work like that. If you already have known that person for a long time, you grew up with them, you can have that friendship without like the sexual attraction. But if you're like going out and like talking to like, if I'm talking to another guy, I'm not gonna be friends with that guy. Like I don't think that's.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't
Girl,
work like that.
She brings a random, like, oh, you just met him at the golf club. He's my new friend.
Yeah, like I
think it's possible to make friends.
It is.
Friends
like,
is possible. This is my best friend who I just recently met. That to me is
it's
a little weird.
That's weird. Like
not that it's wrong. It's just I have questions.
Yeah, if you meet them together,
like,
there's some people that throw best friend loosely out there. Like that was my best friend for 3-4 months, and then now they're not. Like it's like that.
That's weird. Like why would you throw best into something that like just happened?
No.
Bestie, they like girls do
like,
that.
I hate that.
Like.
I would never be like, this is my best.
And I feel like there's people that when you hang out with someone continuously over and over almost every day for like 4 or 5 months and you see them every day, at that point you're probably like, this is my ride or die. But at the end of the day, loyalty, I always believe that loyalty comes from friendship.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? So
like with this guy, I call him my best friend because I've known him for like 20 years. But if I would have met him like last year, we might not even be friends. He
says that, no.
What? What are you talking about?
I know you say that, but I
say what?
You say that like if we were met like recently, we wouldn't have been best friends.
No, I really don't think so.
Why do you think that though?
It's because we have history. I love this guy so much, but if I were to have met him like a month ago, I'm like, we might just be like acquaintances.
Yeah.
Because there's something very.
Wait, what's going on? Why?
No, dude, I love you.
wait.
Like those friends that break up with you.
I'm not breaking up with you.
But I know you're throwing you gave me a good compliment, but you're kind of like.
No, but here's the thing. Loyalty over years builds some extra level of bond.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm sure married couples have something similar where it's like, yo, we've gone through the storms together. And that's why there is a stronger level of love versus just some like, yeah, you make me like I laugh or I have fun with you. There's more than that. Like, yo, we've been through storms. Like you've been there in my toughest moments.
Yeah.
Therefore, our relationship bond has like it's like this because we've been through wars together. And I think like friendship with time can build like that. But like I wonder with like brand new, like you said, if you've grown up as, like we've known each other for 20 plus years, we grew up with together. Yeah, I believe like,
you get a pass.
That's fine. Yeah.
But so I think the hot take here is, can a guy and girl in their adult years who have not spent their childhood or
be friends
all this time together be like, hey, like I met this person, yeah, we're friends, and we hang out all the time, legitimately, like, can you just remain friends forever and neither of y'all are gonna catch feelings? And I'm not even saying catching feelings is a bad thing, because that might just be a part of life. Let's say after you catch feelings and you realize, oh, wait, you don't see me like that? Okay, cool. Let's just go back to being friends then. Do you think that's possible? When it's someone caught feelings and they're like, okay, my bad. Let's just go back to being friends.
No.
You don't think that's possible?
I don't think so. I feel like it also depends on the situation. Like, once you're dating somebody and you're in a relationship and, like, that happens, like, friend-wise, like, say both parties are in a relationship and, like, for instance, like, me and my friend, like, I'm dating someone, he's dating someone, but our relationship has never been the same on the friendship level as what it used to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there is no way to come back to that if both parties are in a relationship. If you're single, I feel like it might be a little bit different.
It's also on the girl, I feel like. Yeah. A lot of it is on the girl. If the girl can make it normal, like the guys, we make it normal for all our whole lives. Like we've liked girls and we got to be cool with them and like not be, So
I don't necessarily agree with that. Because as much as guys think like, oh, I'm just being normal. I'm being consistent. Girls can be weird too, yeah. And then like that can still give let's just say it's like this. you and a girl are friends. You think she's just a homie. She catches feelings. And you're like, oh, I don't see you like that. But I do value your friendship. And she's like, oh, cool. Like, all good. We can just be friends. But then she's still, like, hitting you up all the time. But you're like, I've made it clear to you, we're just friends. But then she's like, and she acknowledged, okay, cool, we're just friends. But she's still hitting you up. She still wanted to hang out. She still wanted to, like, then what do? Do you, like...
You cut her off.
Well, for me,
You
it's
cut her
this.
off.
No, for me, it's this. It's this. Some people, I realize actions speak louder than words. And like, if they're acting that way and they're like, cool, like, is this a situation you're going through, by the way?
Hey, don't ask me
Okay,
any
sorry.
personal questions.
Okay,
bro.
sorry.
I'm speaking hypothetical.
So hypothetical, yeah.
I'm hypothetical over
So,
here.
so for me, For me, I definitely think that I got thrown off. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You threw me off with the
I'm so
personal.
sorry.
Like, hey, is this a personal thing?
Only because, yeah. Okay, so.
Well, I'm bringing it up because as a hypothetical, it's a real situation. I don't want to say everybody. Both sides have experienced it. There are girls who have had a guy friend that the girl I thought we were just friends. Guy likes her, and then she's like, hey, we're not going to go anything further than friendship. So then does that friendship get altered? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
It really depends.
My question is, in what scenarios does it get altered, and what scenarios does it not get altered?
I feel like it gets altered if you're in a relationship. I feel like once you're in a relationship, it changes everything. The way you feel.
Oh,
the way
when
you
someone
think.
gets into a relationship.
Like, yeah, if it's
with someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If there's
for sure,
like
that.
two single
Yeah.
people that are like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
I'm not
definitely
interested.
does, yeah.
Like, we should just be friends. I feel like that's a little different because you don't have somebody else.
Ooh, okay.
There.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I feel like
agree.
when you have
I
like
agree.
a significant other, that's gonna change the way you are friends
sure.
with like the opposite sex.
Yeah. So I for me, a lot of my homegirls, like I've had a lot of girlfriends. I have my crew, like a set of boyfriends, guy friends that my homies, right? My boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're my day ones, whatever. But then I have a really close set of girlfriends that like we've never had any interest or whatever, or like maybe in the beginning there was like a few like initial flirting, but like you just nip it in the bud. Like I'm pretty good about keeping it professional, like throughout, like with entitled,
Sure,
with everything.
yeah.
I don't like to poop where I eat or eat where I poop.
Sure.
So I don't mix like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I get it.
So with them, and I feel like I do feel like there is a situation where like a friend of mine, we were like kind of like entertained the idea, but then we're like, oh, that's weird, and we just stopped and then went back to normal. So it's like it really depends on the person. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I think you brought up a good point. When either of the two parties get into a relationship with somebody else, that is normally where that friendship line gets really drawn clear.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, we can't really hang out like this because look, I got a boyfriend, or look, I got a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna affect my actual romantic relationship. So okay, I get that because that's very clear in my mind. What about when two people are single? So, single guy, single girl. One of the two catches feelings, and one of the two says, I don't want to do that. I want to stay friends. Can that single guy, single girl friendship continue on going as it was? Or should that now change because the feelings were revealed? One of the two said, hey, I think I look at you a little bit more than that.
And that's what's iffy because like once someone catches feelings, like it's hard to go back to just, being friends. Right. So it's either like you deal with it just like being friends and you still talking to that person, or you just kind of like back off a little bit and you stop. Because if that one person like starts catching feelings, like it's hard to go back to the way it used to be. As soon as that person catches feelings, like I feel like it's done for.
Like it's
you
girls have it's just different. For me, I'm always the guy. I feel like in that situation, I would be the person that always catches feelings.
Yeah.
Like the girl always has the upper hand. I feel like in that.
So then, okay, if you've been that person, let's say you're in a friendship with a girl, you catch feelings, and she doesn't feel the same way. What do you do? And she tells you like, hey, I don't look at you like that. What do you do?
That's what Vero did to me. I just did me.
And you married her.
I just did
Vera
me.
didn't like
So
you.
But I'm going back to
persisted.
sometimes they don't know what they want either. Like sometimes they just don't.
So what's your take? Do you, as a guy who was essentially rejected, right?
Yeah.
Like you.
I'm just so oblivious. I'm like, nah, it can't. Be
But so
that.
you persisted. You persisted.
I think it's either being persistent without being creepy. You know, like
That's interesting.
give a little bit, but like almost like a little bit, but like not always available kind of thing. Like when she was like, stop calling me, I was like, all right, and I just stopped. And then she was like, what? Why do you stop? You know?
And that made her more drawn
you were
to you.
using some tact here.
No, I didn't. I was just being me. I was like, all right, well, I mean, I'm not gonna keep calling someone that doesn't want to talk to me.
So would you just ghost her? You just.
I just stopped. Exactly what she said. Don't text me anymore. That's weird.
So would you?
I stopped. But the
How
thing
did you
is,
marry this
but
girl
then
then?
we kept on going out on weekends. I would call my guy friends, like, and then we have mutual friends that she would call the girlfriend, and we'd all end up at the same spot together. And be like, oh hey.
I was like,
But so that was weird. That's the thing. We were both kind of like in the first time that we would see each other, we were like, yeah. And then eventually it just got to the point where it was like, I would go. It was just like we saw each other so often that I didn't make it weird. I was like, hey, have you been to church recently? And she's like, no, because we first started doing together. We'd go to church together on Sundays.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, I was like,
that was
like
the
that,
bait.
that
you were
was
using
slick.
the church bait.
Yeah. No.
How's
She
that
was
been
like,
going
I want to go to church, and I was like, sure, let's try to make a date.
So you guys
out of
have a
it.
date
So,
and went to church together?
And we went to church, and then
That's
so
nice, though.
so it would just be like more like, hey, what's going on? Like you still going to church? She's like, no, I haven't gone. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. And I was like, do you want to just go to church together? Like that's how I brought it up.
Was that like one of your first dates? Was church?
Is that a move? Is that
No, it wasn't even a move. At that point,
That was a
I
move,
thought
dude.
to me, at that point, she was done, right? So I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, you're done. I'm good.
So
I'm
you
good
had
at
no
being able to
interest in her
detach.
at that time.
I was to the point where I'm like, oh, I respect she doesn't like me, so I liked her. I was kind of like entertaining it, but she's not down with it. So like, let me get eventually, slowly, like in a week or two, like later from that point, like I could get over it. Because we weren't even dating. It was just like we just kind of interest, you know.
I get it.
And I think it was just more nonchalant of like we'd always see each other, and she was like, you know, the funny thing is, I actually think that it was the opposite way. She came to me and was like, hey, have you gone to church recently? She's like, let's go to church. And I was like, all right, sure. And then like I think she was expecting most guys to either do something or whatever, but I was just kind of like, all right, she doesn't like me, so I'll just stop calling her. So I just did.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think it's
You stopping calling her made
I just-
her
maybe
like come after you more.
maybe yeah. There's another story.
Do you think that's a tactic that works on women?
Sometimes.
What about you personally? If does a guy's hard to get tactics work on you personally?
I don't know if that's ever happened to me.
Meaning what? Like it's always been very
just get it,
clear. It's always been like clear
Never hard to get?
intention, no games. It's just like, yo, we're
Like I feel
we're
like
expressing what we want.
the guys I was with before, like they were players, and it was like me trying with them.
You were the
You
reacher.
trying to pursue guys.
Yes.
You were the reacher.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay.
It never worked out.
And your current situation, he reached out to you?
It was mutual.
I feel like it was mutual.
It was
It was definitely
mutual.
mutual. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I hear stories like all the time, like not the hard to get thing. It's like the second you stop, it makes them kind of want you more, and I feel like that's true.
So that's the thing. I was really aggressive with her. I was like, and then the minute she was like, stop. I'm not a creep, so I was like, okay. And then I was like,
yeah, I get that.
and then she was like, wait, what the heck? Like, still be a creep,
Yeah.
you know? Like, why, you know, like.
Because it's like they're telling you
That's
no, but they
interesting.
still want it,
They don't.
kind of. Like they still want it. Like they're saying no.
See,
When a woman says no, they don't really mean no. They still want to see that. Like when a woman says no, it's never no. That's just what they say.
That
Unless it's no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like, I have
Like,
done
really
that
no.
many fucking times. Like, you say no, like, you don't want them to do it, but you really want them to do it. You don't want to admit.
It's a challenge.
You don't want
jump
to admit
is
it.
interesting and
Yes.
confusing.
That's why
Yeah,
women,
dude, that's why guys
women
were
are
good,
very
dude.
confusing.
We don't play games. Guys don't play games, dog.
Yes, we are.
Women
so,
are very
don't do that.
confusing.
Now that made me feel really uncomfortable. You just caressed my fingers. In a
Hey, you
weird
know.
way. Wait,
Sometimes,
so
like, dude, I was just chilling with bros all the time. F girls, dude. They're mean.
no, yeah.
No,
I'm not
girls
thinking-
are mean.
No, you guys are
I
like
know.
like thinking 3 steps ahead. Like, oh, I
We
don't like
are,
you, but I
though.
want you to like me. I want you to want me
All
to
right,
like
me.
you.
let me
You know,
ask
like-
you this. Now, let me ask you this. So what you just said, when a girl says no, okay, we're not trying to get creepy here. We're not.
No.
We're not. Hey, if
Not
it's very
that,
clear,
no.
if it was
Let's
like,
just
yo,
say
not
not
that,
like a
no.
sexual thing.
No.
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
little
We're not
dating.
going there. Let's
No.
clarify that. Like, no means
It's a
no when it
different-
comes
yeah.
to this type of that
Yes.
type of thing.
Yes.
But if a girl has expressed some level of interest, and let's just say like the guy makes the move. Let's not even miss. Let's just say whether it's the guy who's making the move or whether it's the girl that's making the move. If there was some level of interest established, not like, yo, dude, like we're in love, we're gonna get married, but like just like I'm down to go out with you. That's some level of interest.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that a no after some level of interest is not like a hopeless no. You're saying that there's like,
It's not a no. It's
yeah, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
this is locked shut. This is never opening up again.
Like, I feel like a woman wants a little bit of like a chase. They like it when
They
there's,
do
like,
the slam and then they open it
Yeah.
for you. Like, okay, oh, if you want to come in, like, I'll
It's
just make
like-
it a little-
knowing that
just
that guy
unlock it.
is still
Yeah.
like trying even after. But it depends. You know, it always depends on the situation. But I feel like that's a thing. Like, you'll say no, but like secretly you still want them to be like pursuing it.
I go back to that sometimes, like, and guys, girls and guys, they just don't know
Pursue-
what they want. They don't know what they want.
Yeah,
Really,
no,
what
I
they
totally agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree. So, okay, I think we're like on the same path here. What does it look like for a guy to receive a no from a girl who he thought at some point she was like, kind of, maybe, but she said no. And then he's like, wait, I think she left the door cracked open. How does that guy now pursue her without freaking her out because she was like, yo, I told you no. Why are you still here? Like, what's the way for you as a person who's like, I said no. I didn't really mean that. I left the door unlocked. How would you want a guy to proceed after a soft no? That's a soft no. It's not a hard no. It's a soft no, right? How does a guy proceed through a soft no?
Wait a couple days, let it chill for a little bit, and then you just, I don't know, you have to be very subtle. You don't want to be like too strong and like straightforward. It has to be like a very subtle like interaction, like messaging that person. The way
I say the other way. Other side.
Yeah?
Yeah, send a dick pic. Me like, this is what you missing,
hell
girl.
No, hell no.
I don't ever listen to this guy.
Hell no. That's like
Maybe you
no,
should.
no.
I'm married. Dog. That's
that-
the thing I
no.
left out. I sent her a dick pic. She's like, oh my god.
You're a
If
liar.
somebody
Yeah,
did
no,
that
she
to
said, oh my
You're-
god, what is that?
If somebody did
You
to me,
are a
I would
liar.
block them. Block
yeah.
right away.
Yeah,
It's the way you
100%.
approach the situation. If you're like very like calm, like, hey, like, how are you? Let's like catch up, have a coffee, something like that. Very
something
subtle.
that feels very safe
Subtle
and
and
like
safe.
not
not like
yeah.
dirty or like too creepy or
Sure,
weird. Like
yeah.
it's the way you approach a situation, what you say. You have to be very careful with how you word everything.
Or not even, just go on
Like you
shopping
want to
dates.
make sure like you telling them no, like they're still trying to pursue you, but like in the way that you want them to pursue you. You want them to pursue you in like a safe, like respectful way.
Sure,
Some guys
totally.
can
Yeah,
be like
yeah.
way too much and
Too
like
aggressive, yeah.
you know, they cross the line like that. You don't want that.
What's
He's not a habitual a line crosser, so you're good.
Yeah, but I also feel like people's
Line
line
is different.
It's different.
It's
It's
very
different.
subjective, right? Like, yo, my line is here, and then some people's line is like here. You know what I'm saying? So No, but I get that you got to be able to be a person who can read the other person. And what Koreans call it is nunchi.
Nunchi. I know.
There
I
you
know.
go.
I know that. Yeah.
It's like, yo, like have some like sense of like read the room.
Yeah, and that's very important.
Yeah.
If you can read the room.
Do you have Nietzsche?
Yeah, I feel like
You have
I'm
some-
very.
You actually do have
No,
some
I
Nietzsche.
feel like I
actually
am
does.
very
She does have
good
Nietzsche, yeah.
at reading, and I think that's very important. Like you, like instantly, like you know.
Right. I mean, I think what we're like the conclusion is like there's no cookie cutter answer to this question. Everybody's different. Everybody's also a product of their experience. Yeah. If you grew up experiencing one type of way versus another, that's going to completely shape the way that you look at relationships and the world in general. So like, I don't think there's any cookie cutter way, but I think this is interesting because like, you know, I'll just put myself on blast. I have been in situations as of recent where I'm like, yo, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate friendships and or pursuing more than friendships, and also getting rejected, and also feeling like, is that a hard rejection or is that a soft rejection? And then what do I do? Because I don't want to be a creep.
If you're still hanging out in the same group and stuff, it's a soft rejection. And you know,
see, don't
you
give
can
me
always
hope like
turn.
that. Now you're making me hopeful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, you're right.
We might need to.
But you know, soft sometimes turns hard, so you might not want to fuck with it.
Here he
know
goes
what I mean?
back to his favorite topic, dude. Right? Always,
Well, the last question. No,
his callback is always to his favorite. The only reason he wanted to do this podcast.
You ask your girl
was
though.
to talk about Asian
We
peace.
can talk about our, yeah. Okay. Anyways, go in the comments, guys, if you want to talk more about.
Yes, go ahead. Be in the comments. No, but like I think. No, I mean it's very helpful to have a woman's perspective on these things, but because it's always nuanced. There isn't this like, this is the way, this is not the way. It's you got to read it from the person. But I think these conversations help because in general, there is a lot of stuff that just so happens to be true in general. Just so happens to be true in general. That doesn't mean that is the way and that's the only way. It's just like, yo, we got to have these talks with different people from different perspectives so that people can be like, yo, okay, that's how that person's experience
Everyone relates
was.
to everything differently.
100%. So this is good, man. You know, we got to do more. We got to
a
have more
resident white
female
girl.
energy up in here, bro.
You know, I was like, we need a resident, like, you know, like a resident doctor, a resident health, you know.
We need a
She's
resident
a
white girl?
resident white girl, you know.
I like that.
Resident.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
I like
like,
that.
I don't know how she feels about that, but she said
I'm
she's
okay
down.
with
All right,
that.
cool.
Because you know why? It's just you have an interesting perspective because you came from such a
White.
okay.
You
white-
came from such a white place.
No.
white place,
I
and then
didn't-
you came to, and then you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, you know, exploring everything. You're like BTS right away fan. Like you
sick.
you
You
started
like
the
BTS?
movement. You know, like
Cool.
I
Well, she likes Asian men, so I'm just saying she was like
so that just
the original
automatically
BTS
she
movement.
likes BTS.
Yeah.
Because she's probably
no,
like,
I didn't like BTS really. They're
Whoa,
okay.
whoa! Let's
No.
not get. We don't.
Yeah,
wanna
we
get-
don't-
we don't want to
we
get
just
canceled.
might
right
get
now.
canceled
that
right
was,
away
like,
if we say that.
What I like, I'm like in love with them. No, like
Okay,
they're cool. But
got it.
Yeah, it's
I
okay,
like
'cause
I
you
like
have a-
New Jeans. They're
New
not.
Jeans.
Yeah.
They're a girl group.
Yeah, they are a girl group.
Yeah.
Wait, are they the who
Newest.
did Super Shy? Is that
New Jeans.
That's
New Jeans.
Okay, see.
Super shy.
Yeah.
Super shy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know the dance, but like
We should
I
know.
seen a
They go there.
I should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super shy.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah, something like
shy.
that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Super
I know
shy.
it.
You
I
gotta
know
do
it.
that.
But I love them. I love them.
Yeah, I'm into New Jeans. I'm a
Good.
Blackpink fan as well.
I know. Yeah.
No, this was a fun talk, man. I might have put myself on blast on a personal level because I was saying a lot of hypotheticals, and my air
It's all
quotes might
hypothetical.
not mean much because they're like, your hypotheticals seem a little specific. But you know what? As a single man That's some stuff that I am dealing with, and you know what? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to be afraid of it.
No, and put yourself
And
out there.
I am. This dude,
Yeah,
we put
you
ourselves
gotta
on
put
blast.
yourself out there.
Dude, Ryan gets canceled every other week, so,
Right.
you know, and then we try to restore him,
And that
but
makes you
he's-
stronger.
and he's still here.
Yeah, no,
he's
yeah.
stronger now, and
Resident White Girl. I like that.
yes.
Can we get that on the?
Yeah,
Yes.
resident.
That's
Wait,
her.
On the
That's her
ticker?
title.
Girl.
On the ticker?
Lower third.
Yeah.
Sierra, resident white girl.
Yeah.
No, for real, thank you, Sierra, for giving us perspective that's outside of us two dudes who
Well, I hope I helped. I
Yeah.
hope I
you
was
very
good.
much helped.
And if you wanna book her for modeling, she has her Instagram.
There you
What is
go.
it? Sierra Lynn? Sierra.Lynn?
Miss underscore Sierra Lynn.
Miss
Oh.
underscore
Miss
Sierra Lynn.
underscore. What,
Yeah.
what do I look at? Miss
Right.
underscore. Sierra
Oh, this one right
Lynn.
there. Yeah. Did you look at that one? No,
Or
Oh
this
no,
one.
I looked at
Yeah.
that
Oh
one.
yeah, that's
Or
fine.
whichever one.
Yeah.
The cameras
Yeah,
are
the camera's
all
looking
rolling.
at you anyway, so
We will plug that, and no, we would love to have you back so that you break up our energy because
Oh,
you know
yes.
sometimes we need different perspective. That's something we actually need different perspective.
It is good, yeah. It's
all the
definitely
time, so-
better.
Thank you, Sierra, for joining
No,
us.
thank you guys.
And another episode of Conversations. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Check out our socials, which
Conversation
is
underscore pod for all the board, all around, except on X, aka Twitter. It's conversations pod underscore.
Wow, Twitter is X.
Twitter is X.
That's
Also,
awesome.
guys, share. If you guys like the clip and you think it's funny, I know a lot of people that are like, I love the clip. I'm like, share it then, you know?
Yes.
You know, that
You don't
helps
really
us.
like it unless you share it.
Yeah, it really helps us.
But no
so.
pressure also because, you know,
'Cause it doesn't matter,
we
you know.
like you guys to have your freedom.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
There you go.
Listen to her. Listen to her. That's it, guys. We
All
out of
right.
here. Conversations. Boom. We out.
Peace.